Hello, hello, and welcome everyone. I'm Ray, and we are going to read through Entropy visual novel. I'm really excited. Actually, it didn't even dawn on me that it is literally made like a visual novel until I opened it. I don't know why I did not think that far. It is even called Anti-Entropy visual novel. Anyway, this will probably take a few more parts because there are 26 chapters, if I remember correctly. And I would be really happy if you join me in those 26 chapters. I'm not quite sure what it is about, but it seems we're getting way more world building. And yeah, we learn about interesting people. That's all I know for now. Without further ado, let's get straight into it, shall we? And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It would really mean the world to me. Alright, let's start. The car has finally stopped. The car door opens. Cold air rushes in, carrying with it the acrid stench of tobacco. Achoo! A deep male voice is saying nothing. Get out of the car. Oh. I subconsciously reach for the right door, only to find it closed. You're left. Left. The man grunts impatiently. Obediently, I felt my way towards the other side of the car, bent over like a shrimp. Fearing that my head would strike the door frame, I dare not straighten my back till I have taken 2 or 3 steps out of the car. Not that I have a choice. What kind of person puts a black bag over someone's head? Move. The source of the voice grabs my arm, and without warning wrenches me forward. He is rather strong. Must be quite a burly chap. The sound of a car door slamming behind me. The sound of a starting engine. Ah! A momentary lapse of focus, and I slip, falling to the ground like an idiot. You fool, watch where you're going! If only I could actually see where I'm going. The ground feels sodden, and the air wafting from the cold earth saps what little heat remained inside the legs of my trousers. And so I walk. For how long? I do not know. My surroundings grow quieter and quieter. I vaguely hear the mournful hooting of owls. It feels... No. They're not planning to dispose of me, are they? After all, I'm an important specimen, so they wouldn't dare... Wait. In front of me, it sounds like someone is writing or scribbling on something. You may go back now. A female voice. Calm to the point of apathy. She doesn't sound very old. Perhaps a secretary of some sort? Yes, miss. The big hand latched onto my arm finally releases its grip. I hear the flapping sound of a windbreaker, then the sound of footsteps slowly fading away. Are we still in Honkai Impact? This is so interesting. I've never seen anything like that. Greenwich Mean Time, October 20, 22:57. Thank you for bearing with us, little lab rat. Before I could even prepare myself, the hood on my head is suddenly whisked away with a swoosh. The drawstring elastic near the mouth of the hood had scraped violently against my nose. Now it stings. Quiet. The messy-haired girl calmly commands me. Follow me. She doesn't even give me the chance to get a proper look at her face. She too knows that I have nowhere else to run. A university campus. Harsh lights from the street lamps scatter off the bitumen, casting eerie shadows. I see pale lighting from a building up ahead, and it reminds me of those terrible... As I walk, unable to stop, I begin to imagine myself as that desperate, pathetic figure fleeing for my life. Fingers chew it raw, clothes turned to shreds. hysterically screaming, deliriously waving my hands about, to be eventually shot down with a tranquilizer gun. Or worse. Where you shall hear the howls of desperation and see the ancient spirits in their pain, as each of them laments his second death. Don't be afraid. This place is different from the other laboratories. That music! Way happier all of a sudden. Huh? She sees through me, straight to the anxiety within my heart. Imperial Institute Lab 47. She speaks as if to herself. Welcome home. Home. I mean, sit. The girl points to the sofa in the entrance hall. Tea or coffee? I recommend tea. The air in London is terrible. What? Einstein. Oh, right! Oh my god, I knew how she looked. Amazing sentence again. She's one of the stigma, right? Oh, interesting. So she's Einstein. She suddenly and solemnly speaks in German. Einstein? One stone? That is what Einstein means. Dr. Einstein. Lisa Albert Einstein. She points to herself and then to me. Your name? Omega 1. It's in my files. Omega 1 is not a human name. Then I don't have one. How inconvenient. She shakes her head. Even so, I can't do anything about that, after all. Welt. W-E-L-T. Welt. Eh? I feel this name is just right for you. Any name would do. Omega. W. Welt. World. Indeed, as an outcast of the world, to have such a name would be most amusing. Now then, let's go through your physical checkup, Welt. I thought she explained that for a second. By the way, if you hear scratching noises or anything in the background, my cat is very close. And she's always half sleeping and half playing on the scratching post. So I don't know how loud that will be. Now then, let's go through your physical checkup, Welt. Okay. Once again, I need to put on a lot of electrodes. Perhaps a blood draw or even a bone marrow biopsy. Well, oh. I get confused right now. It's her that's talking. It's not her, it's not Einstein that's talking, it's Welt. Okay. Once again, I need to put on a lot of electrodes. Perhaps a blood draw, even a bone marrow biopsy. Well, I'm used to it all by now. No need to get up, just stay put. Show me your soul. What? Oh? Soul? Take off your shoes and socks. I need to thoroughly examine your soul. Oh, what for? It's getting very late. We should finish up and rest soon. Huh? One can precisely and intuitively determine the state of someone's health by looking at their soul. Also, the inspection process is rather quick. Just grab a toothbrush and brush you up a bit, that should do it. Wait, you mean we can just calmly waltz off to bed after that? Correct? Your comprehension skills are remarkable. That doesn't make any sense. Indeed. Huh? Huh? Seeing Welt so depressed, Dr. Einstein decided she'd tell a joke to lift his spirits. His? Oh, okay. What the hell is wrong with this doctor? You'll sleep in room 105 over there. The girl points down a corridor to the side. I live upstairs. Oh. Good night. You can forget your past identity as a little lab rat. She walks away without a single backward glance, leaving behind a little lab rat rooted to the floor, dumbfounded. Yeah, the confusion is real, right? The man, now named Welt, couldn't understand what just happened. Ever since the day he started forming memories again, nobody else had so casually given him such a baffling degree of freedom, even though the day he started remembering was not that long ago. It was the same season, 3 years ago, when he first opened his eyes to a scene of chaos. Unfamiliar man and woman were inspecting him, asking him all sorts of questions, questions that one would only ask a lost child. From where do I know the name Welt? Was he mentioned somewhere? Or is it also a stigma? Oh, I don't know. What is your name? Where do you live? What is your nationality? It was a strange feeling. You undoubtedly knew all the answers, yet you could not congeal or solidify those answers in your brain. It was as if all the neurons that wove the sea of your memories were fried. I don't know. This was the one response that a young man could muster. He could still remember how to speak, yet he didn't know whether this was something he should be grateful for. German, English, Russian, Latin, even Japanese and Chinese. He couldn't remember how he came to understand so many languages. Who am I? He quite naturally retorted with such a question. We don't know either, the others replied. Then they unleashed a torrent of conversation, though they might as well have been speaking to themselves. Oh, I cannot read the... I think they said saviors of humanity. Honkai, the collapse. The one calamity that science has yet to explain completely. Since the dawn of civilization, it has polluted the human world, transforming peaceful creatures into terrifying demons. These monsters, or Honkai beasts, in their alien plastic flesh, strike fear into us all. Myself, I, who lost my memory, was the sole survivor of a Honkai event. Oh! Its location was Berlin, where it had originated from some multi-storied building. My body, within this fortunate body of mine, hides, well, I cannot read that. Hides a brute? I really cannot. For the sake of saving... I cannot read the rest. Okay, within this fortunate body of mine, something sake of saving. 1 month. Another month. Month after month. 1 year. Another year. Year after year. The young man, codenamed Omega-1, was taken from one laboratory to another to repeat the exact same thing over and over again. To bear the unbearable, suffer the insufferable. Please cooperate with us. Please consider it for the sake of humanity. These are unavoidable side effects. A flock of lunatic scientists, saving humanity and whatnot. It's all just a load of hogwash. Did you not say that I am a fortunate survivor? Then why do I have to needlessly suffer through such manner of misfortune? The humanity that you repeatedly emphasize. Who are they really? Where is your humanity? There were moments where I really wanted to just die and be done with it. If it wasn't for that chatterbox who kept checking in on me. Oh no, I cannot read the first one either. Damn it! Yet we all know that at this present moment, a sinister power continues to grow and fester within the rift of space-time. It spared you back then, but it did not spare the others. If we are able to truly fathom the logic behind this phenomenon, then we, Homo sapiens, will be able to live up to our name, to use our sapiens to conquer the natural world. Then no one will ever need to spend another day living in fear or delusion, deceiving themselves and others. Yes, this is most unfair to you. In fact, the most recent events have been particularly unjust to you. But if only for my sake, I hope you can understand and forgive everything. Damn it. That guy, He sounded so casual. Yet I'm sure everyone has their own problems to deal with. After all, he was just some anonymous pen pal arranged for me by some anonymous bigwig. But his story about a certain Saint Cullen did touch me. I definitely had not planned on paying so much attention to that type of propaganda or political drivel. Since when did I start looking forward to his monthly story updates? 105. A musty-smelling wooden door is carelessly left ajar. This must be the room where the strange girl has allowed me to spend the night. The lifeless linen curtain, the walls that seem more at home at a mortuary. Indeed, this is a decor. There's bread and snacks on this desk. Are they for me to eat? Yum yum. My god, what's in this slice of bread? How can it be so delicious? This indescribable aroma of mushrooms. And this bacon that tastes just perfect. There are simply no words to describe this rich and mellow aftertaste. How can it be so delicious? It's great to be alive indeed. Oh. A lot of munching. A lot more of munching. That's interesting though. And thus, fully satisfied, having indulged in a delicacy of unsurpassed quality, Welt sinks into a deep slumber. The next day. There was a heavy rainstorm in the middle of the night. Opening the windows, one can sense the air is especially fresh and clean, leading one to doubt that this place could have... Should it be like this? Not far from here, perched on tree branches, are several sparrows, chirping constantly, having a lively discussion about the sun as it rises above the horizon. At the first glimmer of dawn, a butterfly emerges from some dark crevice, languidly crawling across the window frame. Hey. The butterfly beats its wings twice, then disappears into the azure sky. As the sunshine pierces the tree, leaves and thickets, to spill upon his body, the young man can feel the hard lump within his heart begin to thaw and dissolve. Hey! What an incredibly evening. What an incredibly morning. How long has it been since I experienced such peaceful tranquility? Whether it be wind or rain, or the song of birds, or the buzzing drone of flying insect. At this very moment, even if there were some loud commotion, it won't matter too much. Oi! I'm speaking to you! The young man felt a heavy blow strike the back of his head. And now it's oh so dark. Why have the sparrow flown to the top of my head and why are they now doing circles around it? Really? Are you deaf? I've called you several times already. You're lucky that I had the goodwill to pry the door open and charge in. The assailant, a red-haired girl with twin ponytails, fiercely scolds the young man, who had fallen and is now seated on the ground, staring at the birds above his head. She also... Oh, we can see Welt. That's interesting. But can we see in the log? She also happens to be wearing a white lab coat. Okay, so I can take a look at this, but only this. Okay. You are... Huh? No one introduced me? As she reaches mid-sentence, the eye of the twin-tailed girl wander and fall upon the empty plate. Quietly, it sits on the only desk in the room. Twin-tails closes her eyes. With utmost concentration, she brings her nose towards it and sniffs. Oi, you didn't eat something made of truffles, did you? Truffle? The plate was originally filled with bread slices, mixed with some kind of a mushroom. Is this truffle you speak of? Some kind of mushroom? The twin-tailed redhead rolls her eyes and almost faints. Some kind of mushroom? You're telling me that truffles are merely some kind of mushroom? Damn it, doesn't that mophead idiot think so too? She has just discovered that beside the empty plate, there are also several other knickknacks of a suspicious nature sitting on the desk. Comfort, atomic fireball, dark chocolate, How can one mix truffles together with such cheap, inferior snacks? As she examines the sweets, she begins unwrapping and tossing them into her mouth. That is, until she noticed something in the corner of the room. Oh? What's this? A welcome card? It turns out that greeting cards are indeed inedible. Oh! The young man by the window suddenly screams in delirium. Hmm? What trick are you pulling this time? The young man shouts incoherently, as if he has given up all sense of dignity. Before long, he is clasping his head in surrender, pulling himself into the shape of a ball. The young woman seems to have understood something. May I open and take a look? The red-haired assailant changed her tone, speaking as if she were an actor in a radio drama. Caught in a trance, the young man sees the illusion of a candle and a whip appear before him. To the most respectable Mr. Omega 1, greetings. Because I do not know your name, I will address you as such for now, and for this I am truly sorry. Why have you never been this polite with me? The manner of her comment is reminiscent of a jealous father-in-law. From today onward, you are a member of the Imperial Institute Lab 42. Of course, our laboratory has nothing to do with the British government, but is instead an independent organization under the direct authority of Schicksal headquarters. Now it feels like we're again in Honkai territory. Unlike other laboratories equipped with heavy physico-chemical facilities, we are a research institution based on Galois theory analysis and Turing machine simulation, so it will not have much of a visible impact on your life or well-being. Huh. Omega 1, what she has written here, do you understand? What you may not know is that I have been paying close attention to you since the disaster 3 years ago. You as a specimen, you as a life, you as a human being. In a sense, your existence has already left an inedible mark on my life. The red-haired assailant suddenly loses all composure, widely waving a clenched fist in the air. Damn it! Despicable! Bloody despicable! This is most certainly intentional harassment! I bet she absolutely intended for me to read this. You! She points with 2 fingers and glares contemptuously at the young man huddled on the floor. Yes? Are you also familiar with this kind of saucy wordplay? Here, besides a research lifestyle, there can be no other hidden motives, okay? Of course. No matter what it sounds like. Yesterday was my first time meeting her. The poor young man, now with his face completely flushed, seems even less persuasive. The glare of the twin-tailed girl is so terrifying. It is as though her eyes could fire death lasers at any moment. The way you read it out, I too felt very humiliated. The young man dares not make eye contact with her, hugging his head as he pours more fuel on the fire with his poor choice of words. The girl takes a moment to glare at the young man, with the look of one gazing upon garbage before closing her eyes. Ouch! Forget it, I'll let it slide for now. But if I ever find you harboring any impure intentions, this lady here will be the first to castrate you. Okay, lady. I know the people you have just met may not be particularly convincing, but please believe in this. It is here that you will build a brand new life for yourself. In gourmet dining we trust Dr. Liesel Albert Einstein. 1955. 20.10. 20th October, right. 1955. Okay. After grudgingly reading through the final details of the card, the disgruntled twin-tailed girl finally remembers something. By the way, you don't recognize who I am, do you? With hesitation and fear, the young man nodded. Let me introduce myself. Nikola Tesla. You can just call me Tesla. Simply put, all you need to know is that I'm also one of the directors of this lab. Those mushrooms you ate, they were my private property and they were very dear to me. Do you understand? She angrily seizes the young man's shirt. Let's go. There are already people in the living room. people. I mean, like gourmet food thief. Who else? Oh, that's a cute picture. Good morning, Dr. Tesla. How was today's breakfast? Oh wait, that's kind of mean, huh? Good morning, Einstein. Tugging at Welt's collar, Twin Tails pouts and tuts disapprovingly. You vile bitch! How can you pretend everything is fine? It seems the sausage grease suits your appetite. That is most wonderful indeed. Despite being rudely berated, the girl with the mop-shaped hair continues to recline peacefully on the sofa and with an air of indifference bites into a pastry sandwich. Well, after all, it's filled with grease and packed with energy. Hey, no, don't you change the subject? You are rather lively today, Dr. Tesla. If it wasn't for you, you treacherous thief. Thief. Dr. Einstein doesn't quite understand what Dr. Tesla is talking about. Don't you play dumb? That bag of truffles, it was you who took it from my room without my permission, wasn't it? Moped immediately begins wagging her index finger back and forth as though she had already anticipated her response. Dr. Einstein would like to give a friendly reminder. Even if Dr. Tesla enjoys traveling to trees for vacation, it does not mean that the bag of mushrooms is Dr. Tesla's personal property. You say what? I got those truffles after much blood, sweat and tears. Are you mistaken? Also, truffles are not mushrooms. You calling them that is a slight on their honor. Begrudgingly, Moped lets out a long sigh. The truffles were purchased with laboratory funds. Naturally, they become public property. Any other questions? It's called a loan. I'll pay back next time when I have the money. Make no mistake. If Dr. Tesla continues to persist with her false claims, Dr. Einstein will have no choice but to report this embezzlement of public funds to headquarters. The corner of Tesla's mouth twitches a few times before she finally chooses to change the subject. Wow. I read a lot today. This guy locked himself in the bedroom and just sat there in a daze. Made me think he was going to commit suicide. Who's thinking of committing suicide? Who? Do you know how many times I knocked on that door, huh? Not to mention you have a history of depression? Sorry. For a moment I was just daydreaming. Forgive him, Dr. Tesla. You're being too anxious. Einstein licks the salt granules from her fingertips. Tsk, you two have this call and response thing going on. Don't tell me you're long-lost lovers. Twin Tails' brow furrows into the shape of a mountain. She probably does not like that. She likes Einstein, right? I mean, maybe. Dr. Einstein would never find such a pathetic boyfriend. Oh wow, that hurts, right? That is incorrect. How am I pathetic? You surrendered yourself to despair. Well, the unemployed are inclined to abandon themselves to despair. With a puff, Moped stands up from her sofa nest. So we have decided to give you a job. Lab assistant. Basically, you're no longer a little lab rat. You are now our companion. Let us rejoice. Oh. Twin Tails speaks with the solemn monotone of one reciting scripture. Dr. Tesla, we need to tell him exactly what he is doing, his specific responsibilities. To put it simply, to serve us and keep us happy? What? For example, serve us tea and water, cook our meals, do our laundry, and if there's nothing left to do, scrub the floors and brush the toilets. What? Ahem. Moped clears her throat in a deliberate manner. I'm just joking. With a dull, simple, pretty toy boy like you, even if you had wanted to be our servant, we would never accept... Moped clears her throat, this time more loudly. Okay, I'll explain it properly. Obviously, I'm normally not this long-winded. Out of nowhere, Twin Tails whisks out a pair of red-framed glasses and reluctantly puts them on. Aha, listen well, toy boy. Generally speaking, the role of a lab assistant is to assist in experiments, obviously. Unfortunately, you are clearly lacking in this capability. Aren't you? Aren't you? Yes. So, seems like I did not fix the boxes. I mean, close enough, I guess. The young man nods. However, we believe you can improve our work efficiency. Not only that, but you will also do yourself some good. The young man tilts his head, looking somewhat lost and vacant. Your job is to plan our days off work, arrange our leisure and entertainment. Saves us from working so hard for our vacation, only to have to waste more brainpower deciding our own entertainment. Of course, you may also participate in said activities. Doesn't sound too bad, does it? He is confused. I'm too. Like, are we still in the Honkai universe? Is there anything I haven't explained clearly? Again, to put it in simple terms, your job is to take us out to have fun. But don't disturb us during work hours. Go idle by yourself in the library or just go for a casual stroll around the place. But don't go strolling so far as to make this organization think you're going to escape. We don't want to have to deal with the plainclothes coppers. What? Oi, is it okay or not? If you don't agree, we can always send you back, alright? He's done. Hey, you stupid? Begrudgingly, the girl with the red-rimmed spectacles waves her hands in front of the young man's eyes. Dr. Einstein believes that Welt is simply going through a state of shock and astonishment at the news. Lisa, are you some troll from Lord of the Rings? Stop using Dr. This or Dr. That to address us. It's getting very annoying. Wait, who's Welt? Is it this little boy toy? Lisa, don't tell me that's the name you gave him. Wait, was it me you were referring to as little boy toy? He didn't even... He didn't even get that. Wow. Oh, what's going on? Hello? Oh, we are actually in the new chapter. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I love it. Okay, so that's chapter 2, I guess. The Imperial Institute. Having been driven out of the house by that violent red-haired girl, the pitiful young man now wanders aimlessly around the college. A college with close to 70 years of history. Okay, hurry up and get out and get used to your surroundings. Don't you dare come back before noon. It's kind of like she's teaching someone who's never been in society what it's like to just have freedom. I mean, he probably doesn't have freedom because he doesn't have memories, so that's a thing, right? I really want to know more. I like the lively atmosphere though. He can't fathom why, but even though she is also a member of Schicksal, the feeling of being so cruelly treated by this girl, it doesn't seem that unpleasant to him. Even now I'm having such mixed up thoughts. The Imperial Institute. In this institution there are not only low-rise detached buildings like Lab 42, but also several tall towering buildings with mottled peeling walls. Close by, the pastel green dome of the Queen's Tower is covered with dust and rainwater trails, producing an inexpressibly ugly color and luster. It is as if, even on such an uncommonly clear day, it felt the need to mark and remind people of the irksome air pollution that occurs every other weekday. Okay, we get way more world building, huh? I mean, I think this is what this visual novel is all about, right? Having been accustomed to the spotless environs of high-end research labs, the young man named Welt feels oddly comforted by what could be considered as the landmark. As the landmark equivalent of a washed-up celebrity. Good. Although there's no personal freedom in the absolute sense, at least this omnipresent and omnipotent organization has chosen to loosen up for a moment. Well, maybe. Autumn is slowly setting in, and the sun makes a futile attempt to imbue some warmth into the cooling, windswept earth. Leaning on a marble railing beside a footpath, Welt vigorously pats his cheeks. Better think of something more positive. Take a deep breath. Look at how beautiful the world is. To the north of the Institute is a large expanse of lush and verdant woodland. They say it's the famous Hyde Park and Kensington Gardens, but that will probably be of no interest to that particular pair of lady geniuses. For those elites in their ivory tower, I feel that the only method of relaxation that comes to mind is to lean against a garden bench, close one's eyes and relax. It's not creative enough. Even leaving Einstein aside, Tesla will definitely be bored out of her mind. I should take them somewhere else more interesting. London should have no shortage of fun things to do. With this thought in mind, Welt decides to go to the library to try his luck and see if there is any information available there. Of course, he cannot know that in the future there will be something more convenient, like the internet. Ah, true. Librarian, okay. Hello. Oh, hello. Wait, what? The librarian is a frivolous dressed man, wearing a striped short-sleeved shirt and gold-rimmed glasses. A blond man in his 30s. He opens the conversation with a strange foreign accent. Sir, may I ask, do you want to borrow some books? Isn't that basically my accent, my dialect, my accent? I mean, he said hello, and hello means hello in German. So, is he German? Is that the case? Is that how I sound? Welt feels he can't quite handle this weird man with his weird accent. Excuse me, are there any books on travel or travel guides here? Travel guide? It's the kind of book that introduces you to interesting places in London. That does not really ring any bells. I have no idea. I don't know what he sounds like. I'm... Mr. Goldrimmed Glasses regrettably throws up his hands. Would you like to go directly to the newspaper reading room for a look? I'm very sorry, but books like travel guides and the yellow pages our library really doesn't have any of those. I'm butchering everything, am I not? I'm so sorry. Or perhaps it is better to say those are completely beyond our hunting range. Oh god. Mr. Goldrimmed Spectacles puts on a fake smile mixed with a pained expression, leaving Welt to feel that he himself is the weird one now. I wasn't really expecting much. May I ask, where's the newspaper reading room? If I explain it to you directly, you may not get it. Better come with me. Thanks and sorry to inconvenience you. This guy, although he seems a bit pretentious, he does seem like a good person after all. Hold up. Mr. Gold-rimmed Spectacles is about to lead the way when he suddenly stops as if he remembered something. May I ask, do you have a library borrowing card? What is it? Sorry, no, I do not have a library card. Oh, that may complicate things a little. I'm a new assistant with Lab 42, so... What? Lab 42. That's right. Welt doesn't quite understand why Mr. Gold-rimmed Glasses has suddenly become so serious. Oopsie daisies, well, Dr. Einstein, that old geezer, is he keeping well these days? Wait. I thought it was a girl? Wait, what? Old geezer? What are you saying? How can the doctor be an old man? The words old geezer are so startling to Welt that his jaw almost fall off. Yeah, same. My apologies. Recently there have been scams going on around the school, so we need to stay vigilant. I'm really sorry to have deliberately put you through a test just now. Oh wow. Okay, that's also really kind of funny. Dr. Einstein had specifically ordered me to, but at that time she didn't have your photo, so... Mr. Gold-rimmed Glasses shrugs his shoulders while he continues to smile in his usual manner. To be honest, this method of testing people was really her own suggestion. No problem. I'll get you a research assistant's library card right away. You may borrow whatever book you want. Mr. Gold-rimmed Glasses nudges his namesake further up the bridge of his nose, while he continues to smile in his usual manner. Okay. The Times is too serious, and the Financial Times completely unsuited for his purpose. What it is within the pages of down-market tabloids like the Daily Herald and the Daily Mirror that he finds some items of interest. At noon, Welt returns from the newspaper room, reviewing his notes in one hand while consulting a borrowed street directory in the other. The British Museum, Great Russell Street, the National Gallery, Trafalgar Square, the Theatre District, Casino in Chinatown, Leicester Square. Starting with the tourist attractions should get me at least a passing score, right? After our tour, I can also invite them to dine at a proper restaurant. Those staff meals delivered to the Institute on weekdays don't taste that great, so I should use this opportunity to improve on that. Although local British cuisine is nothing to brag about, besides their seafood. Wait, isn't that a dish? A dish? I already continued to read. Isn't that kind of a dish? I mean, I'm pretty sure there is good British cuisine? I have no idea, honestly. The dishes of France, Italy, Turkey, India, and other countries are easy to find and eat. If we go to Chinatown, we also have the choice of Chinese food. Although I am penniless, since this is my job, it should be okay for me to be reimbursed, right? And thus Welt drifts into a state of deep thought, and before long he has unknowingly returned to the small courtyard of Lab 42. The detached Lab 42 is a work villa built during the post-war period, so it sports an avant-garde design integrating both work and living requirements. The ground floor houses a study, workshop, guest room, various kitchen and bathroom facilities, and even a secret warehouse secured with a vault door. Wow! The top floor is a residential area where men are forbidden to enter. It is not particularly clear what that area looks like. Pink curtains? Cream-colored furniture? A room full of sweets and plush toys? No. No matter what, a researcher's room can never be of that decor. Indeed, their private laboratory appears to be on the same floor. I'm home! Gently opening the villa front door, the young man politely greets an empty living room. He has maintained this odd habit for as long as he could recall, so much so that Schicksal had seriously investigated the possibility of him being Japanese. Well, I mean, could be, right? But yeah, we don't know. Actually, it is so far really interesting. But I'm also very confused where this is going. Like, are we just going to learn more about the world in general? I mean, a lot can happen and I'm pretty sure it will, but we'll see. Well, you came back at the right time. Huh? Unexpectedly, from an overlooked corner behind the living room door, the girl with the mop head emerges into the open, closing a book. Did I scare you? No you didn't. That's good then. How has your information gathering been going? Not bad. London really does have many places of interest. Mophead's expression is cold and she doesn't seem particularly satisfied with the young man's response. So, what's for lunch today? And with this understatement, she casually tosses out a rather universal and time-honored dilemma. Huh? For lunch, I want to have something interesting nearby. Any tips? This morning he had been preoccupied with just a literature search and had not conducted any on-site field visits. The young man breaks out in cold sweat. As a newcomer to this place, how could he possibly figure out what restaurants are worth visiting? Can't answer, I see. Yeah, he has no really own opinion or something, he just researches like coldly what would be the best procedure or where to go best. Poor guy. The girl confirms with a blank expression. Embarrassed, the young man shakes his head. Lunch. Your treat. With such indifference, the girl casually metes out her punishment. I've made a mistake. The young man bows his head, feeling despondent, feeling himself to be so very useless. Aww, poor boy. At this moment, not to mention how, but it is as though she had expected him to pluck stars from the sky on her behalf. No, you'll only be cheated of this month's allowance, that's all. Huh? What? Am I not just setting you up to fail and get scammed? How could you even have the time to do a pass over the entire Kensington district? The girl gently mocks and pities the fool who had just been the target of her own teasing. Today we shall have pasta. While speaking to herself, she takes off her white coat and throws it onto the sofa. Tesla is still sleeping in, and we need not worry about her. It is normal for her type to be awake or asleep at any time. There are snacks in the fridge. We also have a microwave oven. No problem. In this rare instance, the young girl blurts out everything she needs to say in a single breath. With one hand she picks up her purse and with the other she pulls on the doorknob. No matter, today is your first day. Please do not think I'd be so easily angered. She takes out a key and begins to lock up the front door. That's nice. I hope he really can, regain himself? I don't know if that's the right word. This is the V&A Museum. That is the Holy Trinity Church. With her messy swaying hair and an expressionless demeanor, the young lady continues her guided tour alongside the young man. Those not familiar with the situation would probably mistake them for a pair of long-lost siblings, somewhat estranged. The A is an initial for Albert, for my own name. Huh? Fooled you. Guess I didn't really fool you. Huh? Forget it. It's just a silly coincidence. Hasn't the same conversation been repeated several times already? From the Royal College of Music, to Princess Gardens, the Science Museum, to the Natural History Museum. She wouldn't be finding this all that enjoyable, would she? Ah, it seems like it's already been half a year since I've taken such a long walk. The girl lazily stretches and speaks without looking back. Work has been rather busy of late. The young man does some quick mental estimates and realizes that the pair had only walked a little over a kilometer. Every day I work roughly 3 to 4 hours. The young woman does an even lazier yawn than before. But isn't that just half a day of work? So, clearly you don't understand what I mean. I don't either. It is possible that when it comes to a brain-taxing occupation such as a scientist, working for 4 hours is already tiring enough. Alright, okay, yeah, that does make a lot of sense. But in the previous labs, those people were undoubtedly working day and night, weren't they? Here we are. While the young man is mulling over his confusion, the rough mess of hair beside him comes to an abrupt stop. Café Concerto. Didn't we say we were going to have pasta? Well, here's an Italian restaurant. The girl points to the tiny blackboard at the entrance of the restaurant. The names of the dishes on it are indeed Italian. But what is an Italian restaurant doing with such a name? The decorative artwork, bottles of champagne, shelves of dessert. Despite bearing a corny name like Café Concerto, the place does indeed look the part of an Italian. I forgot. Italian restaurant. Okay, it was just restaurant. The young man and young lady sit down at a table. The interior feels pleasantly warm, so the pair immediately take off their coats. Ah, I like that. It looks nice. He looks stunned though. Ah, I rather fancy that strawberry cake. Just that one. That'll be enough. I'll have... Wait, didn't you say you wanted to eat pasta? That was just a figure of speech. But I just feel like having cake all of a sudden. The waiter is looking at you. Oh, I'll have this baked snail and I'll also have the seafood stew pasta. That's all. The waiter walks away, satisfied with the order. The young girl, having nothing to do, gazes out of the windows, as if contemplating some question of philosophy. Her deep blue eyes, round doll-like face, topped by her fair, natural curls. If it were not for that terrible hairstyle, she could easily have been an exemplar of beauty. I mean, she's still beautiful, is she not? Her hair is not that messy. It is while musing in such a disorganized way that the young man, now known as Welt, has come to realize something. This is probably the first time he has ever paid close attention to the looks of this lady genius, Dr. Lisa Albert Einstein. No doubt, she has the legendary temperament of a crazy scientist. Yet at the same time, she also seems to pull off the girl next door act. Albeit one who enjoys teasing his poor, pitiful self. Cute though. Very cute. I like that. Me? Sorry. It's just... I just accidentally said it out loud. I feel that using nicknames may help the flow of our conversation. But it does seem rather bizarre pulling apart someone's surname. Interesting thought. Actually true. I don't mind. As long as you like it, it's fine. Ah, really? Then I must really thank you. The young man glances left and right, rubbing his ears and cheeks in embarrassment. In fact, I do have a question to ask, though it may be rude of me. Prevaricating... What is that word? Prevaricating before a lady is even more impolite. Sorry. At this moment, the young man feels as if his mind had just boarded the wrong train. Just asking about someone's daily habits, nothing more. Why does one have to be so embarrassed? Dr. Einstein. 51 years old. Wait, what? No, that's a joke again, right? Nonetheless, it seems that she too has misjudged what I meant by speaking rudely. Wait, what? 51 years old? Huh? A little slow on the uptake, the young man has to use both hands to keep his jaw from dropping to the ground. Yeah, I feel that. It's a joke, right? Yeah. Just pulling your leg. If you divide by 3, it should be just about right. Hold on. 51 divided by 3. 6 times 8. Oh god. 6 times 8 is 48. 48 divided by 3 is 60. 16. 6 times 9 is 55. 54. 54 divided by 3 is 18. So 55. Those are too much numbers. I hate numbers. I'm sorry. So 51 divided by 3 is 17. Dr. Einstein is 17 years old. A minor? A doctorate degree. As a minor? Can't I? This is not a matter of can or can't. While we're on the topic, Dr. Tesla is 4 years older than me, and she's an adult, if you really want to know. Why does the way you put it make her seem like she's socially inept for her age? It's not like Welt is any better. How old is Welt? Did we know that already? I wish to resume admiring the scenery for a moment, so please refrain from talking to me now. Okay. It is rare for the weather to be as good as today's. Huh? You probably didn't know, but recently I've been trying to keep myself from spouting too much nonsense. We don't know this. We do not know this, Dad. My grandfather once said, success is equal to genius plus sweat plus less spouting of nonsense. Okay? Yet for some time now, you've been the one spewing out nonsense. What sort of character trope or setting are you going for? Are you the quiet and reserved type? Or the chatty and catty type? Yeah, for real though. He confuses me. Dr. Einstein doesn't understand what you mean by character trope. And for a brief moment, Welt catches a glimpse of a devilish grin. Oh! I see you. I see you up there. Returning from the cafe concerto, Einstein and Welt incidentally find the blonde-haired librarian with the striped short-sleeved shirt and gold-rimmed glasses at the doorway of Lab 42. Ah, dear Einstein, you're back. Somehow the way this man waves to the girl suggests they are very familiar with each other. A hint of aversion flutters in Welt's heart. What's the matter, Finn? Finn. No wonder this guy wears only short sleeves in winter and speaks English with such a strange accent. If he's from Finland, that is not surprising at all. Is he though? I'm sorry, is he? It is said that when the temperature reaches freezing point, they are still flipping summer sausages in the backyard. Though that's probably just a joke from some newspaper. No, for such a frivolous man, can't say for certain. Welt is sassy! An urgent matter concerning Lab 42. The frivolous man pulls out an airmail envelope from a folder. Understood. Her enthusiasm waning, Einstein reaches for the letter with her left hand while fumbling for the keys with her right. They sent a telegram earlier today informing us that they wish you check it out as soon as you receive it. They said you will most certainly be interested in its contents. Instantly, Einstein's right hand stops groping for the key. Her expression seems a little impatient. Help me tear it open. Is that okay? My security clearance level... I said, help me tear it open. It may be strange for me to say so, but if it were a highly classified letter, it would never be delivered by someone at my rank. Well, alright. The Finn? The Finn, right? Are we really going to go with that for now? I think it's his name, though. The Finn pushes his gold-rimmed glasses while interjecting in an affected manner. Okay, let me open it. Welt avoids giving the attention-seeking man a single glance. I trust you've been well since we last met. Recently, over here, we've come across a rather excellent ancient pastime. If you're interested, please make sure you find a day to come and play. I guarantee you'll be fully excited. As for work-related matters... This ought to be able to help you, yes? Your junior colleague who looks forward to welcoming you, Schrödinger. But, okay. I mean, seems like we're getting shot. It is a curious situation. The contents of the letters seem rather carefree and casual, but it contains some rather cryptic code. Yeah, well, that's probably the important part. Why did she so specifically... To Welt's surprise, Einstein solemnly hands the papers back to the Finn. This is Ada's real name, yes? Her slender finger points to the string of unintelligible code that is this. Uh-huh. She should know the name Ada. Why bother to... Why do they need to consult this person? Could he be some expert in some field? Who's Ada? What exactly happened? This person, Schrödinger. She would never cause trouble if there wasn't any. Einstein suddenly seems to understand something. Finn, go now and arrange for a flight. We need to board the next plane to Billings... Welt! Yes, ma'am! I was caught by surprise as well. Probably influenced by the sudden imposing manner of the young woman, the new lab assistant stands to the attention, just like a soldier, and subconsciously salutes, although he is quick to put his hand back down. Don't worry about the small details. Quickly, go upstairs and wake up Tesla. 203. Me. Ein's too busy, cannot come. Ah, she called herself the nickname because he wanted it. Oh, that's cute. Ignoring the dumbstruck Welt, Einstein opens the front door of the lab, then bolts towards the corridor of the right side of the ground floor, where all that stands is a giant vault door. Very well. That is really interesting. Well, what did you guys think of chapter 1 and 2 of Anti-Entropy? Visual novel. Actually, it was really fun for me. Even though I'm Still not sure what it is entirely about, and I hope it gets just as deep and sad and tragic as the manga we read before this one. If you haven't yet, please check that one out. Yeah, next time, let's see how many chapters we can get in one video again. And yeah, I'm really glad you guys are joining me on this adventure, on this journey, because it's all so intricate and interesting. The whole world building of Honkai is just so much more than I would have thought, and it's really cool, and I really enjoy exploring it. And I hope you guys do too. I hope I see you guys next time.